Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to a live stream Q&A. Just going to adjust my mic, and I actually just got upstairs, so I'm still situating just about everything. So I was actually downstairs I don't know how to explain this without going into too much detail. Basically, I'm getting four more printers in, and it's a mess. So, yeah. Anyway, yeah, welcome to the live stream. If you guys can hear me, go ahead and let me know. I am pulling up the other chat, which is directly from YouTube, which then shows up a little bit sooner than the StreamYard. So we'll be able to get started. Anyway, I do have some announcements. We are going to Bill. Okay, cool. The sound is good. Thanks, man. We are going to do the giveaway, the $300 giveaway for the website from last month. I apologize, I wasn't here last week. There was just too much going on. I could not sit down for the live stream. Now, a little under the weather. We've been having some crazy weather around here, so it was good, and then had a little bit of a sinus infection. Then I was good again, and then back and forth. So yeah, it is what it is. So if I sound a little out of it, that is why I sound like I'm talking through my nose. But anyway, so we are going to do the giveaway today before we get started. So you guys can go ahead and put your questions in, and then after we're done going through the announcements, we will kind of get into that. I am starting a lifetime military discount code of 20%. So if you are former military or you're currently active or whatever, you can go ahead and email me. If you don't have an account on the website, we can set one up, and I'll give you a specific. Can you say that right? A specific code that will be linked to your account, which only you can use, which will give you 20% off for life on the website whenever you order anything. So military only, and that's it. All right. And by the way, no brothers or sisters or any of that kind of stuff. I mean, I don't know if it's you or not, but either way, don't be, saying you're you're John and then your dad, you're using your dad's ID kind of thing. I had somebody do that a little while ago, which was kind of funny. But yeah, and I think that's it. Now, one last thing here, actually, Gilbert, you who lives in pulling up the invoice now, Gilbert F, who lives in Palm Beach, Florida. If you're in this live stream, man, I've been sending you emails. I need you to get back to me. Order 5123 and 5136. You sent me two lids for Reef Octopus CO2 scrubbers. I need to know the name of those jokers. The brand, I mean, I know the name, but I need to know the specific model number so I can add it to the website. Your stuff is done. I'm waiting on you, and I'll be able to send that back. So, yeah. Yeah. Okay. I think that's it. We'll do the giveaway here in a little bit. Anyways, I hope you guys are doing good. I do apologize again for not being here last week. It's just, yeah. I am going to probably do a rambling video soon, just kind of giving you guys an update on what's going on. There's been just a lot. I did a couple sales and just kind of fell behind on orders. And you guys know that I'm a one man show here. So I'm working on that as well. I just haven't been able to keep up with everything. I got hit pretty hard. I was like 115 at one point, orders behind. I finally got down to like 49 today. So it's it's one of those things. And then of course I ran out of printers and I had a couple go down, and I just ordered everything for four more printers, which is, by the way, the I can't fit any more printers downstairs. That's it. 22. There's no more. There's no more wall space. There's definitely no more outlets. I've already added 20 amp breakers, and there's nothing left. I can't pull any more power downstairs. And yeah, so I'm gonna have to make do at least until we relocate. So cool. But yeah, I think that's it. I can't think of anything else. You guys got the notifications? Cool. But yeah, if you have any questions, put them in. If not, then we can bullshit for a little bit. I know that I haven't got the notification on my own phone, but who knows? I mean, at this point, I don't know. I mean, I would get into all the stuff that I've been hearing on the news regarding all that, but we're not going down that rabbit hole. But looking forward to getting the fish guards. Lost two fish in the past weeks. What the Nem guards for? What the Reggie, is that for the Nero 5 or the Jabos? Um, yeah, yeah. I gotta figure. That just reminded me. You guys have been requesting the Gen 5 Pro Power Bricks, and I've been just telling people to get the Universal because I haven't been able to get my hands on the Power Brick. So I got to do that. I got to do it for the XR30 too. I gotta do that crap. But anyways, yeah. So I don't know. You said it was what the yeah. Okay, you didn't pop up there. Good. Okay. Let's see. What's up, Gabe? Welcome to the stream. You got the notification. Good deal. What's up? Tank looks awesome. I have yet to step into the realm of sticks, but I just added a Kessel to my T5 hybrid. What do you have for the hybrid there? You have the Coral Life, or that's what I have. I think I have the Coral Life, the 248-inch with the full or with the 8 bulbs. Um, I'm trying to think what's the other one that's out there. There's two different brands, but unless you made your own DIY, which I've done that before too. It works out pretty good and it's cheaper. But yeah, welcome to that. I don't know, stick wise. I mean, you said you haven't done any sticks, nothing. You might want to start with some Easy Bird's Nest, maybe like some Digis or something like that. Um, if you want to just go straight into Acropora, maybe do a green slimer or like a Poseidon tort. That seems to be pretty easy. I know that torts in general are not as easy, but the Poseidon I've never. I mean, I can't even kill that thing. And most people, I mean, it's one of the most hardiest corals I have tort wise. But yeah, give that a shot, man. Let's see here. Hopefully, I'm entered. Well, if you are between the order numbers of 4,997 and 5,151, then yes, you are entered. Have you calibrated your trident yet? Yeah, I've actually been doing that every new box of reagent. It comes, that little white bottle comes in the actual the reagent. So it takes a little bit. I mean, I just set it up and leave and go do other things, come back and it's good to go. I just been doing it that. I mean, I didn't see anything instruction wise on not doing it as often, but I mean, it looks like what, once a month right now, so it's not too bad. But the Trident's actually doing pretty good. I'm going to be making a video called "What to Do When Life Gets in the Way" or when life happens. Let me know if you guys think that's a good idea. It's basically, we all go through things in life, and I can give you guys a little bit of what's going on during that video. But um, like a lot of us either crash our tanks, give up, walk away from the hobby, or just because life is what it is, and then we try to come back later and start over and waste all this money and stuff. I was thinking about making a video on the things that you should be focusing on while while things are going on, just to keep your reef tank going. Because I've been doing that over the last like 6 months or so, and my stuff's still going. So I was thinking about making that video soon. And by the way, guys, I know that content hasn't been coming out. It's not because I don't have content to do. I have plenty of it. I mean, that's just one of 3 or 4 videos that I've thought about this week. It's the thing that I've been talking about for months now, and it's time. I just don't have it. I don't really have any other excuse. I just don't have it. That's all. Reggie said he ordered them today from Jabo. Oh, from Jabo. Oh, from you, Jabo. Okay. Let me check. You said today, right? Oh, Reggie, there we go. I see you, man. Oh, okay. Yep. Jabo, and some other NO3. Cool. Yeah, I'll get that out to you. I'm going to ship it tomorrow. Um, there's like maybe 15 to 20 orders sitting on the floor that are done, ready to go out tomorrow, and that will be one of them. Do you feel 2 Kessels, a 160 lights are enough for an Acropora on an Innovative Marine Nouveau 20? What would you add as additional supplement lighting if Kessel aren't enough? Let me look that tank up first, just to make sure I got the dimensions right. Nouveau. Let's see here. Pull it up. Let me pull it up. That's a pretty decent tank. I like that. It's got the built-in. Wow. So it is 23, so 24 long, 15 wide, and 13 high. And you have 2 Kessel A160s. Yeah, I mean, we could even go and look at that. I mean, just to do it together. And you said, is that wide angle? Did you put that in there? Is it wide angle or standard? That's going to make a difference. Let me know. I'm going to look for that. Yeah, let me know when you get that. But yeah, I think that should be plenty. I'm assuming it's wide angle. Most people, that's what they're getting anyways. Seeing if it pops up, Mike. Yeah. But yeah, that's going to be enough light. I don't see any issue with that. Especially if they're wide angle, you'll be fine. It's a nice tank too. That I've been thinking about getting a small tank, but I'm not starting that crap now. Jeremy, it's a 60-inch aquatic life with two Kessel AP 700s. Oh yeah, that's nice. Yeah, that's you got some good light there, man. That's nice. And then you got the bulbs on the side too. Yeah, it's a wide angle. Yeah, Mike, you're fine. Yeah, you. I doubt you're going to need any more light than that. If you wanted to, I mean, you could. It's what, 24 inches. I mean, you could technically do like a hybrid setup if you really wanted to drop the money, like T5s and that. But I mean, that's going to be kind of crazy light for that little tank. So I think you're going to be good. If you really wanted to, you could add a third and then just have them a little bit closer, cuts back on the, the overlap or adds more overlap. So consider that maybe, but I would install it and test your par and just kind of see where you're at, but you should be good. Is the AP9X decent light for mixed reef? Yeah, the AP9X works fine. No issue at all. Nothing. No issue. Works great. Any more Walt Disney sticks coming soon? Yeah. I have some in the 300. I got to get in there and cut. I kind of wanted to let it grow out a little bit more. I did have 3 frags of it, and then I had 2 local guys come get them, and then that little nub I had left over. Um, yeah, everyone's like, that ain't gonna sell. I'm like, dude, that's gonna be gone before an hour. It was gone as soon as I put it up. So, but yeah, I got more coming, Bill. It's just I don't know what it is. Walt Disney. It's right now it's sitting at about 550 par. Color looks really good, but the growth is not. It's not fast. That's probably why it's still worth so much money because it does not grow quickly at all. I probably like 4 or 5 branches on it now, and it's just not. It's nothing compared to like the ATL blue clover, that staghorn. I mean, it's nothing. It Yeah, I don't know. That's probably why it's still worth so much money because it grows so slow. Or maybe I just don't have it at the right par. The color looks good. Maybe the par is not where it should be. I don't know. I can't move it now though. But yeah, man, there's gonna be some more. Just keep it out on the website. The WYSIWYG stuff. That's where you're gonna find it if it ever pops up, or when it pops up. Better yet. So just so you guys know, um, I'll find out in November if we're moving forward with this whole moving stuff and building or whatever. I know the price of lumber is starting to come down, which is nice. I mean, it's $2 less than it was last week, so I'm not mad about that. But I'll find out in November. Gonna yawn here. Whew. That whole process. And then once I get a confirmation and we really start moving forward, expect to be a lot of coral sales and a lot of stuff going on at that point. Just because I'm gonna have to clear out about 90% of my inventory before I relocate, and yeah, it just allows me to get rid of more stuff. But there's gonna be a lot of different corals that are gonna be up on the website at that point. So I'll let you guys know. Just kind of hang out and I'll keep you up to date. Let's see what we got here. I'm going to get something, but don't know what. I think I don't know where that's attached to. I might have missed the first half of that. Would you recommend 2-part dosing Kalkwasser or calcium reactor? Well, if you have the money, get a calcium reactor. It's very simple to set up, and it takes care of itself relatively easily, and you don't have to make as many adjustments, and you get the micro elements, all that stuff from breaking down corals. Which, by the way, I do have a video that I'm going to do. I have a bunch of coral skeletons that, thanks to Big Bertha, and we're going to be adding them to the calcium reactor and kind of going through that whole process. So soon, but yeah, if you have the money, get a calcium reactor. If you don't, the cheapest obviously going to be Kalkwasser, but of course you're going to need systems in place to prevent it from becoming an issue. Just make sure you have a way for your ATO to turn off, doesn't get stuck on. If you're going to go that route. And then when it comes to 2-part dosing, obviously you don't want to do it by hand, but if you have to, you can. But you get a dosing pump for that. Depending on what your budget is, depends on what you want to spend on that. So if you get the money, get calcium reactor. If you don't, then just kind of make your decision based on what you want to spend. Great idea, life. Yeah, I was thinking about that, because it seems like a lot of people who contact me. I mean, there's a lot of you guys who send me your stories and all sorts of stuff, and I wish I could share it with everybody just to kind of let people know they're not alone. And that's one thing is we all go through stuff. I mean, that's just life, right? And I mean, we have good days, bad days. Nothing's ever Well, I mean, one good thing about life is that it's never always going to be bad, and it's never always going to be good and perfect. The thing is what you do during the bad stuff, or when things are not is the way you prefer, really determines how you're going to be when it when you kind of come out of that. So I thought that video would be a pretty good idea, just kind of giving you guys the basics, the bare minimum that should be taken care of while you're going through life. I mean, it's hard to explain because there's so many different factors and differences between everybody. But if you can get the basics down, you can at least keep your reef tank alive. It might not be the happiest, but it will be alive. So when you finally get your shit together, you can come back to it without losing everything. So um, yeah, good video. My tank is on autopilot just to fill the ATO. Yeah, that's kind of where mine's at right now too. It doesn't look the greatest, but it is technically on autopilot. That's good though. I almost threw in the towel after the snowstorm down here in Texas. Yeah, a lot of people did. Yeah. And those natural disasters and stuff too. There's ways around that, but unfortunately, not everybody can have a $1,000 generator or have enough fuel to last weeks and weeks and weeks. Um, it's just it's unfortunate, but those are things that we can take in consideration. My phone is lit up today. What's going on? Let's see here. Mm-mm-mm. Move, lose a bunch, then just let it ride for a year. Me. Hey, any luck with corner reefs? I've had trouble lighting mine. I know that my buddy Brian, one of the accounts that he had was at a garage that had a corner reef. So it was bow in the front, and then obviously the corner in the back. What he did is he actually used a um, SB Reef Light, or like a version of that, but was longer. He had that up front, and then he had a smaller square type of SB Reef Light in the back. So it would fit in that little kind of corner part, and then a longer one up front, and that's what he used. But I mean, that was years ago. So now you can just kind of get away with putting different Kessels or Radions or whatever you prefer, just kind of angling them and fitting them in there. But um, yeah. But if you're just looking to throw a strip of light across and then just hope that it fills in, that's probably not going to work out. You might have to kind of angle and adjust or put fixtures that fit in certain spots. That's the only thing I could recommend for that. But endless possibilities at this point. Big Head Reef. Watched your video on setting up a Coral QT. I'm using one prime 16 reef light on a 20-gallon. Any par recommendations for coral? Well, it kind of depends on what you're putting in there. So if you're getting SPS, try to stay between that 250, 350 range. You can go a little higher. But if you're just doing softies and LPS and stuff, I wouldn't worry too much. I mean, that's plenty of light on a 20-gallon. But yeah, so SPS, just kind of stay within that range. Because the last thing you want to do is bring a coral in that's been, at 350 par and then drop it into 100 or sub 100. I mean, that's just unnecessary stress, especially during quarantine. So, yeah, just kind of put it in the range that for whatever corals you're going to be putting in there. What's up, Travis and Fish of Hex? Hey, yeah, same person, man. uh, in hindsight, I would have made the name different just because people always ask. Like, I don't sell fish. Should have did 3D printing of Hex, right? Because that's gotten ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. But I'm not, I'm not mad about it. I have, I have. I'm 40 all in one. Oh, okay. Innovative meat. I can't fucking speak today, but I know what you mean. All in one, and I got 2 AA Prime 16s, and it's an overkill. All right, there you go. Kessel AP9X 90-gallon reef tank. Yep, that will work just fine. I'd probably put 2, but that's just me. Overkill. Thank you so much for the help. Greatly appreciate your input. No problem. I have a copper band and QT at the moment. What do you think will happen when I go to put it in the display tank with a straight up dick purple tank? Well, um, I mean, I can't tell you, but what I can tell you is you could try the decoys that I have on the website. Um, I know that I've been getting emails back and reviews and stuff on them, and people really like them. So it doesn't work every time. I mean, fish aren't, not all of them are dumb, but there's a good portion of them that are, just like our society. But you could try getting a few of the or a couple or whatever, one if you want, of the tang decoys. I offer a blue hippo tang and the yellow tang. You obviously want to get the yellow tang version, or even try both, and maybe put them in there the day that you put the copper band in there, and it will distract the fish long enough that he won't kill your copper band. And definitely feed them ahead of time as well. So give it a shot. What's up, Darren? Any frags of torches you want to sell? I don't have any, man. Sorry. Thanks for becoming a member, Caleb. Now, guys, as a supporting member, I don't offer any kind of Q&A and stuff anymore, just because I felt bad because I didn't have enough time to get to everybody's questions. So the supporting member is so you can, on the scrolling credits at the end of each video, there's a scrolling credits of all the people who are taking care of that. I think it's like 99 cents or whatever a month. If you so choose to do that, go and head over and become a member. And someday I bring back the Q&A. I can't tell you when though, but someday I add it to the list. But yeah, I do not sell any torches. I really don't sell very much LPS, soft corals either. I just don't grow them, so I don't really sell them. Everything that I have on the website, I've grown myself. I don't import coral anymore. Just I don't have the space or the manpower to take care of that. But yeah, maybe someday. Heck of a storm today. I was in Pittsburgh and was fun to drive. Yeah, I drove in a little bit here in Harrisburg, but yeah, Pittsburgh definitely got hit. I actually I drove out to Ohio on Monday, out past Pittsburgh. One straight shot out, bam, 10 hours. I got Arlo, the yellow lab. I just got another puppy, Axel. He kind of wanted a friend, so he's always just laying around. Now he has somebody else to lay around with, and they're doing pretty good. So, but yeah, I was out towards Pittsburgh the other day. I would think Philly would have got it worse than Pittsburgh, but who knows? Let's see what we got. Can you make a magnet frag rack that looks like the rock shelf? Hope you understand what I'm talking about. I can make any frag rack any way you want it to be. I just can't make it magnetic. Because I haven't been able to find the magnets that are actually waterproof. And I'm not one to set people up for failure. I'd much prefer to use suction cups or weight itself, just because I I don't feel comfortable giving you guys anything that has a magnet in it, just because it takes just a little bit of salt water to get in there, start corroding the magnet, and then it messes up your tank. I don't really dip it. I don't really dip into things or do things that I don't feel 100% comfortable about, and that I wouldn't put in my reef tank. So I mean, right now, if I bought magnets that were bulk and supposedly sealed, I wouldn't put them in my reef tank. So I wouldn't expect you guys to. So, but I do know what you're talking about. Yeah, I mean, I can make whatever you guys want. I mean, anything you can imagine, I can make. You just gotta order the custom 3D printed item, and I can do that. Yeah, fragging machine. Yeah, she's ridiculous. Caleb, yo, I made it. Hey man, I just wanted to say that you have helped me so damn much. New to the salt side of things, but I've been doing hours of research most days, and you have made my life so easier. Hey, appreciate it, Caleb. It's good to hear that stuff. I'm glad you actually found my videos. If you even search saltwater, I mean, you don't find mine till like I think page 2 or 3, and it's kind of crazy given how many I have, like 750 or something. It's just that's how it is. That book you recommend, Atomic Habits, is a great read. It makes you think differently about how you approach things or life, whether you're older or younger. Yeah, I actually just went through it the second time. I went through it again on the way to Pittsburgh, or on the way to Ohio. Now I'm working on this book. Is really long. It's 7 Healthy Habits of Successful People. I believe that's what it's called. Let me double check that. Let me check. Let me see. But this book, I try to do. I guess I'm tapped. Oh, guys, I'm working on my sleeve for my saltwater sleeve. That's going to be done soon. You guys, I'll show you when it's done. But let me pull up my Audible. So, I try to do um no, that's Pornhub, my bad. I'm just playing. It's called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. It's like a 12-hour read or a listen, but I try to listen to a little bit of it every day while I'm on the, I'm walking at the treadmill or something. I actually try to listen to it while I was working downstairs, but I can't absorb any of the information while I'm actually working, so I just usually do like comedy or like some kind of skits or something in the background, or whatever else is going on. But if I'm trying to actually pay attention to I can't do it if I'm working. So yeah, so that's my new book that I'm working on. But as for the Atomic Habits, yeah, it really does allow you to think differently. Um, and it's good. I mean, it's always good to have a different perspective and to see how things are. But it's one of those books you got to do a couple times just to, well, at least for me, to absorb it all. But don't know how you stumbled onto the book, but thanks for the recommendations. I got that book through a Skillshare class that I took. Um, what the heck was that class? See, I don't remember, but it was all about productivity class. Yeah, I took a productivity class on Skillshare, and they recommended that book, and then they also recommended the 7 Healthy Habits. So yeah, it's good stuff. I mean, self improvement is something that we really don't think about. And I will admit, when when life if life is going on, you got things in general, it's difficult to kind of step back and work on yourself. But I mean, you got one life, man. You might as well do everything you possibly can to be successful and to be happy and to do things right. Um, there's so many people who are just blind and are so caught up in the routine every day, and going to a shitty job, or are unhappy or dealing with bull crap all the time. I mean, I wouldn't, as stressful as life is now and how busy it is and unpredictable it is, I wouldn't trade anything to go back to being miserable. I mean, I wouldn't do anything. I wouldn't trade anything for that. So, but yeah, moving on. Let's see what we got here. I have a hang on the back refugium. Was wondering, when I pull Chato out to trim, should I worry about losing pods that are living in there? I wouldn't worry about that at all. If you really want to, you could take the Chato and just shake it out inside the tank and just release the pods back into the tank. You probably feed the fish while you're at it. I've done that before, but I wouldn't worry about it. I wouldn't worry about it at all. I have an idea for a 3D printed item, but it's complicated. What is the best way to contact you about it? You can email me, Gabe. But your best bet to get through the emails is, um, you'd have to order the custom 3D printed item and then follow up with the invoice. Like, so you're going to get a confirmation, and then you would reply to that with everything you need. Um, because I have people who, it's hard to explain this. So I have people who just email all the ideas all the time and these things, but I never actually get to them because it's not, if it's not order based, I can't focus on it, if that makes sense. And I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but if it hasn't, it's kind of like with the website chat. If it doesn't have anything to do with an order, I can't really waste my time on it. I just I can't. There's only so many hours a day, and well, that's what it is, man. But yeah, hopefully that makes sense. Bought a used fish only 60 gallon and fixed all the problems killing coral. Metal headed lighting way too close. DC power heads way too overpowered, etc. etc. Just starting my coral journey, but have a few frags thriving. Cool. Well, it only starts with a few, and then you'll have about a million of them. Trust me. But yeah, I miss that part of the hobby where you're actually just kind of learning. I mean, you learn all the time, but those major things that you finally figure out, and you're like eureka, and then things just start falling into place, and you're like, wow, I'm actually getting growth. I miss that feeling. Um, definitely do. I'm getting your guys' questions. I don't know what I'm at now, 18, or so. I'm 10 minutes behind. That's not too bad. Any feeding recommendations on the Coral QT? Coral QT has no inverts or fish. Okay, well, I wouldn't feed it anything other than nitrates and phosphates. And if I were you, I mean, I would put a fish in there. I mean, even a wrasse would be okay. Like a 6 line wrasse is actually a pretty popular fish for coral quarantine tanks. But other than that, don't put food or anything in there. Um, just dose nitrates and phosphates to keep them where they need to be. That's what I would do. But in time, I would recommend putting a fish of some sort in there. It's just good. It's just good healthy wise, especially when you got SPS and you need the stability. It's just good to have a fish in there. What is your opinion? What is your options on dosing? Do you prefer two part, or is it easier with Calquasser or calcium reactor? So um, I've done all of them right now for the 300 or whatever the heck you want to call it at this point, 300 plus other tanks. It's my primary source of calcium alkalinity is a calcium reactor, and then I have a calc stir that dose. Right now I'm dosing 8,000 milliliters per day of that, and with the calcium reactor full blown. So I have to use two methods to keep the tank stable. I don't have a choice. I'm not able, with the amount of growth and the coral and everything. I don't. I'm not able to keep up with the current calcium reactor, and that's just because when I built the setup, the calcium reactor was sized for the 300 and not additional, few hundred gallons. So, yeah. Now, when it comes to what I prefer, calcium reactor is my preferred method. Um, I would say the calc is really nice as long as you're able to evaporate enough water per day, which is kind of I'm getting towards that part right now where I'm not evaporating enough, but I'm going to work on that with a little bit, some fans and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I use two part for the entire life of the 125. So I don't know how long you've been here, Jeremy, or how many videos you've seen, but the 125, I ran that two part, and there was oh yeah, okay, do the giveaway. I'm gonna do that now. Yeah, I'm gonna do the giveaway after this. Thanks for reminding me. So I got lost track of thought. Thanks a lot, Andrea. Yeah, so I did two part the whole time on that tank, and it worked out great. So I've done all the methods. Right now, I currently just use calcium reactor and the calc. So yeah, we are going to do the two part. Thanks again for reminding me on that. I mean, not the two part. We're going to do the giveaway. Let me pull up the random number generator. Okay, let me go ahead and pull this up over here. So our starting order is going to be 4,997. And our ending order for the month of June is 5151. Just so you guys know, we are doing another $300 giveaway for July. So all you have to do is order something from the website and you be automatically entered to win. Okay. So let's go and hit generate. 5,044. Let me go look that up. Christopher ordered Chato. He has 5 orders from me. So you probably watch the live stream. Anyways, you won $300 for the website, man. So hit me up and we will get you whatever you want for $300. And that's yeah. Appreciate it, man. Let me go and get out of this and pull up these again. So again, we're gonna do that next month for this month. We're gonna do the 300. I know that there technically is a kick in the balls because I did the poll. Let me actually look at YouTube and see if what that poll is actually at. It's been a while since I looked. Do posts. I'm scrolling. Man, how much shit did I put up here? Okay, here we go. Let me pull it up. You guys are crazy. So I did what do you guys what do we want this month's giveaway to be? Purchase anything from the website and automatically enter to win a $300 gift card, 20 piece frag pack, a Nero 5 power head, and a kick in the balls. So we got 54% for the kick in the balls. So I went ahead and I picked a $300 gift card because it's the same as the 20 frag pack, but you can, if you want to use the 300 for the 20 frag pack, you can, or you can just use 300 for whatever you want. I know it does come with a side order of kicking the balls. If you want to cash that in, you will have to meet me in Pennsylvania. But I mean, if that's a fetish of yours and you like that kind of stuff, that's cool. But I mean, I'll do it. It is part. You did win it, Christopher. So, if you live in Pennsylvania and you want to get kicked in the nuts, you just gotta let me know how hard. I don't want to hurt you too bad. Anyways, moving on. Appreciate the support on that, guys. Let's see here. Why aren't you keeping the videos of live streams up? Last week was the second time it wasn't there. Well, it depends. There's I usually keep the live streams up unless I get flagged pretty hard. I think I did a Fusion 360 and chill. I think it was last week. I was just pissing around. I got flagged pretty hard on that video. And if I keep flag videos up, it's bad for the channel. So I get rid of them. And people flag them for various reasons. Apparently, I offended, I don't know, strippers or something last week. Who knows? Anyway, so that's why I take them down. No other reason. But yeah, there's 760 other videos. Watch those damn things. Go watch my first videos if you want to be entertained on how bad I was at doing this. I mean, I'm still pretty bad, but how really bad I was. I'll go watch those. And there's like 2 videos with my face in them. Find those too. Let's see here. New member, appreciate that. Mm-mm. Let's see. What are your favorite beginner acros? I think I've answered this before, maybe. By the way, I know that you've asked a lot of questions. I've never really seen your profile picture. That's a massive ass fish. I don't know what kind of fish that is. I'm trying to see. That's a big ass fish, though. Anyways, I've been thinking about food for the last hour, so kind of had a craving for. I wanted to make catfish. Scott taught me how to make this, so it's pan fried catfish bites, and then you use a roll with mayonnaise, and you use like the um whatever that fish freaking seasoning is, Old Bay on there, and you add some like tomatoes and all sorts of stuff, and it's just really good. So I've been thinking about that. So yeah. Anyways, um you guys are talking about that. I see the other chat. Anyway, so my favorite beginner acros would be the green slimer is my ultimate favorite. It just, I don't know. I love the way it looks. I like the color green, if that works out. Then we got the ATL blue clover, which is one of my another favorite, just because the colonies grow massive. WWC yellow tip. Um, Now that's beginner wise, but I mean, I'm trying to think what I'd like color like overall non-beginner. One of my favorites was that rainbow millipora. And then I used to have a coral called the fish of hex crown of glory. I have one little frag left of that. Rest in peace, Miss Bertha did that. That colony was, man, that sucked. She knocked that over and it landed in that Lobo and just fried the whole colony. I can't. Oh man, the I've lost thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars because of that one move. Whew. It's partially the reason why that Lobo's not in the tank anymore. But anyway, um, but yeah, beginner wise, yeah, those basic staghorns, and then the WWC. I really like those. The rainbow granulosa is pretty good too, but the colors can be a little finicky. Just depends on nutrients, I guess. I had a notification of a live stream, but when I clicked on it, it said it taken down. Oh, so you probably got the notification from the live stream that was supposed to be last week, but I ended up canceling it last minute because I wasn't able to actually do it. So that's probably what you had. The notification was probably still there, um, and then it didn't work. So that's probably what it was. Don't know if I missed, but is it still the plan to move and go bigger? Yes. Oh yeah. I guess I can run through that real quick. So buying a house or building a house depends on the wood prices. That's starting in November. I put the money aside. I'm using the VA loan, all that kind of stuff. So it's working out pretty good. So the reason why I'm starting in November is that my lease runs out here in April of next year, so it gives me plenty of time to decide what I want to do. And if everything lines up, I will be moving to a house to buy one, or I will be building. So one of those two things. And if it doesn't work out, then we're going to be renewing the lease here. My plan is to add a 10-foot by 4-foot by 3-foot peninsula reef tank downstairs. It'll be my main display down there. Of course, I'm going to be adding 6 tubs or so, depending on how much room I have. There'll be a 3D printer room with more printers. I'm looking to double what I have. I want to have around 40 printers. And then, of course, designated employee just for that, by the way. And then I will be taking the 300 that you guys see here. It's going to go upstairs and be in the wall and then be plumbed downstairs. And everything will be one giant system. And then I will hopefully be able to have just the 300 upstairs where I can enjoy it for what it is and have corals in there that I wouldn't normally keep. just because I can put everything that I want to grow out and specifically for the business to sell, I can put in the 1000, and then of course have colonies in the tubs and all kind of stuff like that. So that is the plan. Um, and at this point, if it's meant to be, it will be, and if it's not, then we'll do something else. But yeah, that's what I want. So we'll see. There's definitely a major difference between things that we want and what we're capable of getting. But with the business and how it's expanding and how, things are, I don't foresee it being an issue. I just know that it might take me a while to get everything in and built up. I mean, it's going to be pretty expensive. I know that I got a quote on the tank alone before any kind of discounts or promotions or anything. It's like $25,000. So for just the damn tank and stand, and that's just for the 1000, and then that's not including the tubs and all the lighting. Oh man. Can you imagine the amount of lights that I'm going to need for that tank plus all the tubs? Whew. It's gonna be crazy. And then yeah, I'm gonna have to rewire the house and all sorts of stuff. Well, depending on if we're building or not. But yeah, we'll see. Thanks for the question. Until I get into the SPS side of things, only have a couple. I figured this was. What are you on? 1 second. Whew. Okay. I figured this is the least I can do to say thanks for all the great info. Can't wait to get some frags off you one of these days. Hey, yeah. Well, whenever you're ready. No rush. And by the way, don't rush, Caleb. Just enjoy it. If you're comfortable with soft corals and LPS, and you just want to use those, have those for a while, and then eventually dip into SPS, just enjoy it. Don't go all out yet. Just I've done some videos on just enjoying the ride because it does end eventually, especially if you make it a business. Making making a hobby a business is amazing on one aspect. It's really great, but it really takes away from the hobby for sure. And that's what my hopes of having the 300 and then the wall at some point in a living area, not just downstairs, is good. And I want to mention that too. I know you guys have been asking about the microgreens and the hydroponic stuff on Instagram. Um, I've actually separated. So upstairs, I have my office in my bedroom just because this is, I mean, it's an easy, comfortable place to work. But I have separated the business from like the food stuff. So I no longer have the hydroponics or the microgreens downstairs. I have them in the, I guess, the first floor. You call it the first floor. So yeah, the ground floor. And so I'm trying to separate business from work and pleasure and just trying to separate myself from things. And that was the first step. So don't know where I was going with that, but it just popped in my head. Figured I'd tell you. Moving down. Let me see. Did I miss this question? Hey Travis, how are you? If you buy SPS from the store and they dip them, would you recommend dipping them again? Yeah. Well, I mean, if it was my personal tank, I would quarantine the SPS. I mean, I quarantine all the corals for 60 days minimum. That's just me, and that's just my system. But I know that not everybody does that. Um, if you're buying from a store that grows their own corals and you can see the colonies and you know where they came from, the system's clean, then yeah, I mean, just dipping them is probably okay. But if they're importing corals, you really got to quarantine those. You just have to. There's just so many things that can come in, especially on acropores and stuff that you can miss. You don't see it, and these things, like I mentioned before, like the acropore eating flatworm. I mean, if you miss an egg on that, you could just destroy everything. And a lot of people, I know that somebody left a comment a little while back saying nobody quarantines their coral, nobody does that, no one does this. I go, you're right. Most people don't. I wouldn't say nobody. It's those of us who have lost a lot of money or seen somebody close to us lose a lot of money or lose everything. We quarantine our coral because we learned. And sometimes people just have to do that. So, there you go. Man, we're already 45 minutes in. That went by pretty quick. What's up, Travis? I'm trying to get in. Let me see how far behind I am before you started. So 8:23, and we are 20 minutes behind. Okay, so I'm clearly not going. I'm going to try to go through these quicker so we can. Yeah. Okay. What's up, Travis? I'm trying to get it in with my husband. I'm fucking reading that wrong. I'm trying to get it in with my husband while our kids nap, but he's more interested in your live streams. Would you mind telling him to get off the fuck off, please and thank you? Yeah. Um, if your wife is trying to fuck you, you should not be listening to me. You can come back and listen to this later. And if you don't want to do it, you can. I mean, I'll send my address. I'm always up for helping a friend out. Just let me know. Anyways, please don't unsubscribe. No, go have fun and come back a little later and watch the video. I had to read that twice, but that's a first. Appreciate that. Now have fun. Now I gotta go do a booty call later to make up for that. Anyways, okay. Do I send out an ICP test before or after my water change, or does it matter? I would do it midweek. So if you did a water change on Sunday, send out your ICP test on Wednesday, and do that. Sign. uh, Another needy wife. Anyways, haha, do both. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Just had to clear my throat there. All right. Going to head out. We're still talking about that. Let's Sorry I'm late. Did I miss anything important? No, these live streams suck, dude. But appreciate you being here. I keep killing hammers. Help me, please. When I do a water change, they look good for a couple days. And then they go downhill. Well, you got something going on, Robert. If hammers are relatively easy corals to keep, man, I don't even know where there's so many different ways to approach this, and I'm trying to catch up. What I would say is start with your source water. I mentioned this before. Make sure it's clean, zero nutrients or in zero TDS. And then double check your nutrient levels in the tank. Make sure you're not too high or too low. Usually when corals are dying off, it's because the nutrients are too low, because they don't mind higher nutrients. They tend to be okay with that. Make sure they're not getting blasted direct flow. Make sure they're getting enough light. I mean, there's so many different things, Robert. Honestly, if you can't figure it out, I do offer Skype and phone call sessions, one-on-one help. If you really can't figure it out and you want, a little bit more in-depth help other than 30 seconds on here, you can check that out on the website under, I think, general goods or some shit. It's in there. Yeah, that's the best I can do, because there's really just a ton of different things that could be going on. So how do I get a clownfish to host an anemone? I've done the tube method. I know that Malev's Reef, I think he's the one who introduced that. That has worked for me before. Sometimes I like to use a slingshot, and I grab my fish and I hold him in the tank with a slingshot, and I just shoot him into the anemone, and he tends to, hopefully they stay. You can try that. Some people use a mirror, which I don't think works. I don't think that works, but hey, Andrea, Jesus. Okay. Anyways, yeah. I mean, the tube method is one of the best methods that I've seen. It works great. You just take a tube, you run that joker down to the anemone, and you feed your clownfish down the tube. They kind of fall into the anemone and be like, "Ooh, I like this stingy stuff," and they usually, good. I have a clownfish that hosts a goniopora, and I never did anything. He just went in there one day and never came out. So some fish are just like that. Have you won the battle against fermented snails? There ain't no battle. I ain't trying to battle nothing. Any experience with leopard raz? No, but I do know you need sand for those jokers. Definitely. I mean, I know I have a Melanoris with no issues. Speaking of my Melanoris, actually, you know something? I haven't looked into my tank in a long time, so I'm sure he's still in there. I haven't looked in my tank in a long, long time. My dogs are down there doing something. Fish of Hex, as far as dosing goes, have you checked out the no calc slurry journey? It's a really interesting, great pH and no other forms of dosing. I have not looked at that. I'll check it out. Cool. Well, send me an email. See if anyone is available near him to do that kick in the balls. That's right. Yes, if you want the kick in the balls and you're not in my state, I will try to find somebody locally, and maybe if you want to pass up on the $300 and maybe allow me to find somebody for a small fee that will come to your house and kick you in the nuts. Maybe, I mean, if you want to do, that's fine. I'll probably try to find a she, but or I can get you one that says they're both. I mean, at this day and age, you can fucking be anything apparently. I actually tried to change my shit on Facebook that I was a potato, and Facebook wouldn't let me. So apparently, you can't identify as a potato on Facebook. I just was gonna put couch in front of it, but whatever. Anyway, we're not going down that freaking rabbit hole because we're almost done. We got 10 minutes left of this, and I'm not gonna get this stream pulled for something dumb because they will. Uh, how do I contact him? You need to email me from the email that you bought the order with, because that's the only way I'm going to be able to confirm it to you. So you can reply to the invoice or the shipping or whatever it was that was sent to you, but you need to contact me with the email that you ordered from so I can double check. That's it. Kick him in the balls, but don't punch him in the face. That's right. Yeah, just don't punch him in the face. It's a 40-inch grass carp caught on bread ball. Wow. One of my all-time favorite catches. I think I've seen those. There's this park here called Wildwood, and when the water gets pretty low, I see the backs of these giant fish kind of swimming, and it looks like that. That might be carp, but can you eat carp? I don't think you can. Because I know that we have them in a river near here that people don't eat them. It might just be because it was attached to the whatever nuclear plant, but who knows? Yeah, I'll have to look that up. Great show. I'm always learning. Inks, Fish of Hex, no problem. Accidentally sucked up and ripped off a tentacle or two of my torch. Do I need to be worried? I wouldn't be worried. I mean, that stuff happens. I've got in there with my siphoning tube and ripped off quite a few in the past. I wouldn't worry about it too much. It should be okay. I've been rocking zero nitrates for a while, dosing a mil a day of DIY nitrate. Just went to 2. I forgot how potent it is. How long should I take it to step up to 5 ppm? It depends on the tank, Caleb. I mean, every tank is different. I know that I don't know if it's yours or mine, but I know on mine I have basic recommendations for it, but it's it's all tank dependent. So I mean, if you're dosing 2 milliliters a day and you're not seeing any, and you bump it up to 3, and then you start seeing a little bit, well, you want to continue with that 3 for a while, and until it balances out, and then continue to go from there. It's just different. You offensive? No, yeah, right. Oh, I just see, there's a fine line, and I try to explain this to people. A lot of people are like that you're giving in to all this stuff. It's how do I explain this? A majority of my sales come through YouTube, right? So when you run a business, as much as I want to be the free spirited, say whatever you want without any worry of repercussions, that's not reality in this day and age. It's just not. Sometimes you have to play the game. Sometimes you have to pretend. Sometimes you have to be somebody you're not to a certain extent in order to feed your family. And if I have to, you know, dial it down a few notches and kind of not joke around the way I want to. I mean, some of you guys who know me personally, as I mentioned before, when I did that video that I got rid of the character, I'm a pretty chill dude, but I love inappropriate jokes and saying off the wall stuff, and I like making people laugh and having a good time with that. And unfortunately, in the world of YouTube, you're not able to do that. And if you do, there's always going to be repercussions. It's just how it is. So, because I love feeding my kids and paying my bills, sometimes you have to make the sacrifice, right? So, yeah, that's what I got from that comment right there. How long has it taken an acro to color up for you? I have had one for 3 to 4 months now and has yet to color up. Okay, well, if it hasn't colored up in 3 to 4 months, excuse me, let me grab a drink here. If it hasn't colored up in 3 to 4 months, then there's a good chance that there's something else going on in the tank. If it's not coloring up, there's 2 reasons. Either you have not enough light or too much light, or I guess that's still one reason. Your lighting's not what it should be, or your nutrients are not where they should be. So what I would focus on is see what your par is. Stay between the 250, 350. It's pretty common for acros. Even you can go a little bit higher, but just to be safe, 300. And then check your nutrients, your nitrates, and your phosphates. See where they're at. I mean, if you're too high, um, then you're not going to get coloration. It's going to be a dark color, right? The coral's just not going to ever have the vibrant colors, because there's so many nutrients in the water column that is causing the zooxanthellae to be so compacted that you're getting the dark coloration. Vice versa, if you don't have any nutrients, there's not enough zooxanthellae, and that's where you get the bleaching and the paleness. So you need to find that balance. And does when it comes to nutrients, 3 to 5 ppms of nitrates and phosphates 0.07, 0.15. And then again, I already gave you the par of like 300 ish for acropora. So try to do that and then see how it goes. If it's still not coloring up, then ask me again when you try all that shit. Give it some time. We'll go from there. Accidentally sucked up and ripped off tentacles. I think we answered that. Let's say he said it twice. Okay, you guys answered. Having an issue with centerpiece Lobo browning out. Had an alk spike and have since slowly lowered levels back down. Any advice on rehab? Um, Go slow with the levels, like really slow. Bring that stuff down. Um, Browning out. I mean, if it's browning out, it's usually a nutrient stuff, right? I mean, usually browning indicates high nutrients. So I would double check, see where your nitrates and phosphates are at. Um, that's what I would do. And then if they are high, of course, bring that stuff down slowly. Yo, that woman trying to get some is probably the funniest thing I've heard all week. Do not slingshot your fish. Hey, man. Someone's gonna do it and be like, Fisher Hicks said that I should slingshot my fish into my tank. And yeah, don't do that, guys. I mean, you can, but I wouldn't. I'm starting my acro journey. I'm having some difficulty with having such a small tank, 20-gallon. Any tips? Um, well, I mean, I guess it's going to be cheaper for you to fill that tank out with SPS. I'll tell you that. I mean, you're going to want for a small tank, you're going to want to put some staghorns up top. Like I said before, the ATL or the green slimer is good. Really any kind of staghorn. What that's going to allow is that you can have them grow up. They grow up to the top of the tank, but they still let a lot of light through the colony. You're gonna want to put your plating, like the $500 FLO, that kind of stuff. Plating acroporas towards the bottom, and then your bushy stuff in between. And then of course just kind of see how acros grow, and then put them on ledges or whatever to maximize the space. But 20 gallons, yeah, I mean, if you follow those basic rules, I mean, it's going to fill up quickly anyways. But at least you don't have to worry too much about shading and all that kind of stuff, at least not right away. So we got 2 minutes left and we're heading out. What's your opinion about all the new coral names that are popping up? Do you think are getting out of hand? To be honest with you, I haven't looked at any of it. I haven't heard any of that stuff. I haven't heard anything. Why are people coming up with names? Are they trying to get money on them? I mean, is that what's going on? Like, it's hard to explain. Like, okay, so I kind of just I'm a loner. I don't know how to explain it. I haven't heard about that. I don't know anything about it. I'm assuming people are just putting names on it to try to make extra money. I mean, that I assume I've named a couple things, but they were just stuff that I got and that were imported that didn't have a name, and I was like, oh, maybe I should come up with something for this other than green millipore or blue millipore or something like that. So other than that, I'm a loner, guys. I'm not following any of the reef tank trends. I'm not following any of this. I mean, some people are asking me about the reef pack or something, or I don't know, whatever heck BRS is doing. I don't know anything about it, guys. I'm not following any of that stuff. I did hear about them buying Marine Depot briefly. I think I mentioned my opinion on that earlier on at another stream, but yeah, I hate to admit that I don't follow any of the stuff in our community. I just do my own thing. That's it. I create stuff. I sell coral. I mind my own business, and I make videos every once in a while. I just, yeah. It's not that I don't care. Okay, it is that I just don't care. I got too much shit going on in my life. My business is overwhelming, and I try not to let it seep into too much of my life if I can help it. So, anyways, guys, that's about it for the live stream. I think we did pretty good. We did about an hour, just short of an hour. Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and post up next week for the next live stream. Again, if you are a veteran or a military Any branch doesn't matter. If you want that for life 20% discount on any order through the website, just contact me via email, proof of service. If you're going to do a DD214, cross out your social security number. I don't need that shit. Photo ID would be ideal. But yeah, and we'll set that up. Other than that, guys, if you want to support the channel, head over to fishofhex.com. The next couple days, I mean, if you're still watching, the next couple days, I am pulling the 20 coral pack from the website. You guys killed me last week with that, so that's coming out. And it's 20 corals, 300 shipped. All right, so that's it, guys. Hopefully, you have a good night, and yeah, that's it. Later.